Hey friend, welcome back to Sparkle and Shine. I'm your host Cassandra, and this is the podcast where we talk about building a small business, chasing your dreams, and learning the real lessons along the way. Each week, I'll be sharing what I'm learning in my own business, the wins, the struggles, and the lessons that come along with it. So if you're building something of your own too, you're definitely in the right place. All right, let's get into today's episode. I took a little break from the podcast. It was maybe 5 or 6 weeks. And today I want to catch up with you and let you know what's been going on with me and what's been happening behind the scenes. The last few months have felt like a season of refocusing and really figuring things out. Winter is always a little tougher mentally. I deal with seasonal depression, and once the holidays are over, things tend to get quieter both in my personal life and in business. And honestly, that slower season really forced me to step back a little bit and think about what I'm building and where I want to go. Even though things felt quiet on the outside, a lot was still happening behind the scenes. My main focus has been my branding and my content. I've been really trying to find a posting cadence that works for me. I've been trying to find one for a long time, honestly. But I'm happy to say that I finally am starting to feel like I found my rhythm. Since mid-January, I have been following my content plan consistently without fail. I've also been working on upleveling the feel and the visuals of my brand. So that's mostly focusing on photography and website edits here and there. In mid-February, I was featured in Voyage, Minnesota. That's an online magazine publication. My story was featured in their Hidden Gems series, which highlights various people and businesses throughout the state of Minnesota. So my interview actually happened before Christmas time, but the article was just recently published. So that's kind of a cool little reminder that sometimes the work we put into our business doesn't come to fruition until later on. I have been applying for a bunch of upcoming spring and summer markets, and I'm starting to prep for event season again. My first event is a craft show on March 21st. So I've been working really hard to get my essential color collection restocked. And now I'm working towards planning the booth layout and getting everything in order before this event. And just wanted to share one little win that I had recently. I booked my first DIY bead bar party of the year. And this is actually going to be the most expensive party I've hosted yet. So I'm very excited looking ahead to this bead bar party and upcoming events. And even though so far it's been quiet this year for me, this is proof that progress still has been happening behind the scenes. So now that you're caught up on the big things that have been going on with me, let's kind of talk about some of the business lessons we can take from this. First, I want to remind you that business growth happens in seasons. Wintertime is quieter, both emotionally and in business, and that does not mean you're failing. Next up, consistency matters more than quick wins. That means you're posting consistently. It doesn't mean that you're posting every day. We don't need to get carried away here. But it does mean that you're showing up even without getting immediate results. You're putting in the work, you're taking the small steps that will someday lead to those big results. Your personal growth is equal to your business growth. You're only going to grow as much as you're willing to work on yourself. And it's important to honor when you need to take a break instead of pushing yourself towards burnout. I think a lot of business owners struggle with these things, especially when they're starting out. So let's bring it back to basics here for a moment and talk a little bit more about brand building and patience. It's important to remember that people don't buy from you the first time they see you. It takes time and repetition to build trust. When you're focusing on building your brand, we have to start with visibility, getting in front of as many people as you possibly can. Ideally, you want these people to be your dream customer. But as you're getting in front of more and more people, you want to start to build trust with those people. You want to start to build a relationship with them and let them know who you are and what they can expect from you and your brand. Over time, as you build trust and relationships with your audience, they will naturally start to become customers. This stage can feel slow and like it takes a really long time, but it's necessary. And we have to just hold on to being patient. So let's just remember to continue to post our content regularly, make sure we're being seen consistently, and keep showing up, even if your sales aren't immediate. A lot of what you're doing early on in business is planting seeds, and those seeds will come to fruition later on. So keep going and trust that you are building momentum. This week, I want to challenge you to share something that you're working towards. It could be a goal, it could be a project, but share a post in your stories about it. Tell one of your friends, or you can DM me about it, or even journal about it. But put it out there and let us know what you're working on. That way we can help hold each other accountable and cheer each other on. Well, that's about all for today. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. It's a little different than what we did last season, but I'm excited for the new direction of this podcast. I'm trying to go forward without having everything perfectly scripted. That way it feels more authentic and like more of my natural voice is coming out. So, going forward, our future episodes will focus on real lessons from building a business. I'm going to be focusing on storytelling and teaching and also inviting you along for the journey. So I hope you're just as excited as I am, and I'll be back next week with more for you. Until next time, keep showing up with heart, believe in yourself, and keep shining.